Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk some Dogecoin and let's get into where we're going to head with a price target that is coming out from an article from CoinGape. I'm going to get into some of the thoughts behind this technical analysis as well. But for me, and what we've talked about with Dogecoin here on the channel, if you guys watch my videos, you know exactly where I'm thinking where Dogecoin is going to be headed. So without further ado, let's get down into it. Guys, please subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. Smash that like button and let's get down into everything Doge as we get this new week kicked off in hopefully the right direction. And we're going to talk a little bit about the more broader market, what's going on, and I'll give you guys my thoughts along the way. All right, but as always, remember this is not financial advice. Always do your research and due diligence when we talk crypto here on the channel. Now, you can see right here as we pull up the crypto bubbles, what exactly is happening? Well, plain and simple, I think what more so is happening with the market is, and obviously, guys, not financial advice, always doing research, but I think everybody's right now is just kind of extremely unsettled and scared. Okay, and this is something where, like, I just woke up today for a prime example. Woke up and I got a push notification in the middle of the night last night, and it's talking about Project 2025. Projections and the election and everything going on like that, and it's just there's so much political unrest. I think that's hugely causing everyone in the market right now to kind of just sit back and watch. But when that happens and you have lower volumes, then everybody gets a little antsy, and then that's why I think personally we're having a lot of selling pressure. And this is why we wake up today, and in the top 100, you can see the majority of the cryptos are down anywhere from 3 to 6%. As we look into Dogecoin right now, down 3.2% on the day and the week, roughly. We are hovering underneath that 10 cents threshold. And I did talk to a lot of people here in person. In talking some crypto, we came up with the conclusion that Dogecoin right now is a little bit too cheap. Okay, it's a little bit too cheap, and I draw these ranges here for you guys on the chart because we are consolidating a little bit right here since we look back in the first week of August, but now we can kick off kind of the midpoint of this month where I look at this range with this blue box. This is for me where Dogecoin likes to be. I like them at 13 to 16 cents. But let's kind of focus on right here, right now, guys, because at this dime level that Dogecoin's at, how low can Dogecoin go? I think this is probably right about the upper echelon of that floor. Okay, we have given back all of these gains that, quite frankly, over the last better part of this year, Dogecoin was able to get up in the right direction since we flashed momentum up back on Wednesday, February 21st. And that's when we really had that parabolic surge, okay? And then obviously drip, 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 profit taking at the top. And boom, here's where we've come to with all this negative downward pressure, okay? But for me, I tell you all the time, it's 13 to 16 cents. I want to start consolidating there before we start talking about that next leg up. Dogecoin, 30, 40, 50 cents, even higher. Okay, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm looking at Dogecoin right now. But I do want to share with you guys this article because the 12 cents target is kind of coinciding with how I feel. I'm at 13 cents. I want to get back to 13 to 16 cents. But as we hover around a dime, I mean, how great of a story would that be if you just load up the bag with some Dogecoin around 10 cents or even under 10 cents, really making that trade, also kind of giving you a way to having a really good idea with cost basis and where you're at. I mean, if you get back to 70 cents, well, you're 7x from where you bought it from. So whether you believe in that stuff or not, or you like to play around with psychological thresholds and numbers in that regard, it really doesn't matter because it all means nothing unless we get to higher levels and keep creating higher highs. Okay, but within Dogecoin, this is uncertainty. I think is the common theme, and I showed you guys the crypto bubbles. We talked a lot about it recently, but it's just one of those eras right now that I quite frankly can't get my foot on. I would love to see Dogecoin continue to see new highs, see new all-time highs. But it's also not the market that's allowing for it, right? We're still stuck in the same adoption with more crypto. You look at the meme coins; it's not just Dogecoin and Shiba Inu anymore. There's almost 10 plus meme coins in the top 100. It's a little bit less than that, but in today's world, it could be well over 10 that get into that top 100 one day, and that's just a lot of. That's just a whole nother discussion. All right, but the market caps are getting kind of out of control. The market dominance for what used to be just Dogecoin and SHIB, and then now we have we had Pepe, Bonk, Dog with Hat, and those were the big five. It used to just be Pepe, Doge, and SHIB, and Floki you could add into that mix. But now it's just such a diluted, such a diluted mainstay within what's going on within meme coins that quite frankly, it's very hard to kind of understand where things are headed. But a couple of the metrics that we are going to look into to kind of get down into where Dogecoin's headed is I want to talk to you guys about the open interest weighted funding rate at 0.0112. Okay. That means people believe in the long-term prospects of Doge. They're paying a premium to maintain longer positions in Dogecoin. Okay. We are also nearing the apex of a falling wedge pattern. All right. So usually a falling wedge will hint at a more bullish narrative that we are going to have a breakout in the near term. All right. And we did reject that 20-day EMA resistance. Okay. When that happens, obviously, we're not going to go down any further. So that would be obviously bullish in terms of an outlook. All right. But that's kind of where we're at. All right. Dogecoin, it's relatively flat, but we are going to have to get through these the stringing together of these relatively flat days. We're just down 1%, 2%, 3%. Got to find a way to have the market organically just have a 5 to 15 to 20% breakout one day. But these little slow drags are not going to get it done. So the biggest thing I could take away from this article, and I'm not going to pretend like I'm a TA wizard. I don't quite frankly want to be. I defer to my trading indicator and just some other things that I've learned along the way. But within this Dogecoin price prediction, I think the biggest thing right now is this wedge formation. Excuse me. That coupled with the open interest. Open interest is one that I really look into for a more long-term perspective. That can change, but you can see it coming more times than not. So if you do use that to kind of figure out where everything's headed, I definitely like the open interest a lot in that regard. Okay. But this is kind of what I was getting to. We're done with these 2%, 3%. I want to get away from that. But if we do see this crossover, okay, within the MACD, if we look at the crossover of that wedge, this is kind of where we're looking at a 12% potential rally to challenge what we've seen within this wedge pattern, which is going on with all cryptos. It's not just Dogecoin, okay? A lot of cryptos, this is exactly what we're seeing. It's been a falling wedge for months now, okay? And a lot of that does kind of accelerate the buying pressure. What it does is it causes a lot of unrest and steam, but you couple that with the fact that we have conflict in the Middle East. It seems to be we have conflict in the United States, interest rates concerns, and now we have a huge negative catalyst when Bitcoin just seems to take the lead and fall below 60K. But for me, Bitcoin and Dogecoin have always kind of correlated in a very similar manner. So for this trade, if you do trade Dogecoin, it's not going to come as a surprise that we do pull a lot of our information straight from Bitcoin. But it is bullish right now. I know the chart is down, but the falling wedge coupled with the open interest that we're seeing within weighted positions, that's kind of where you look for a lot of people that are still in long on Dogecoin. They're not out of Dogecoin. There's just a lot of selling pressure along the way. So that's kind of what I wanted to break down for you guys in this video. As always, the market is completely crazy. Do your own research. Make sure you guys all stay vigilant within your trades, because everything in crypto can change on a dime. Just like I alluded to that push notification I got You just never truly know what's going to happen in these markets. Nobody has a crystal ball. So I make these videos just to kind of tell you guys along the way what's going on and what I'm doing. So appreciate it. Thanks for watching. If you can, make sure you all subscribe on your way out. We'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.